Hi, my name is Amanda Pickrell, and this is my Creative Impact Grant story. On November 5th, 2020, I was awarded a Creative Impact Grant for my club, Let's Socialize. I've been thinking about how to get this club off the ground for about 3 years now, and after a meeting with the foundation and our staff, I was encouraged to apply. And while my grant was not fully funded, that was actually a blessing in disguise. We'll get to that in a minute. My students and I were so excited to be awarded this grant. I've been a sewist for about 10, 15 years now, and my students always love guessing which of my outfits that I wear to school that I have made myself, and they always have questions about it. And a few years ago, I had experimented with using my own personal sewing machine with my fourth graders, making winter hats as part of our measurement unit, and it went really well. So I thought, let's do this. Let's start the club. COVID certainly had an impact on our club. With so many restrictions, it took several months of planning, budgeting to get all of the supplies we needed and to be able to actually have the kids come together to create. So we did not actually get started till May of 2021. But having that extra time to plan really made our time together impactful. We were able to purchase Fisker's cutting kits with cutting mats, rotary cutters, and quilting rulers, irons, ironing boards, and brother sewing machines. All of our fabric and thread supplies were donated by one of the members of one of the online sewing communities that I'm a part of. So it was nice to develop some outside partnerships as well. Our club at Harrison Hill was able to incorporate 8 students. Were able to represent all of the ethnicities that we have here at Harrison Hill. We had African American students, Caucasian students, Hispanic, Latino students, as well as biracial students represented in this club. We had both male and female students and students from very different socioeconomic backgrounds. It was a place where everyone could truly come together and just create and be a little community of our own. It was wonderful to see the students help each other and to learn from each other and not just me. Our project was a drawstring backpack. I chose this project because of the relatively simple design, just a couple of rectangles and straight line sewing, which is quite a bit more difficult than you would think. But every student was successful in creating their own backpack. They did all of the work. I did not sew anything for them. They managed to handle the machines like pros. We both, the students and myself, learned tons from this experience. The students are already asking for round two, um, but I have spent the summer revising my curriculum, so to speak, to spend a little more time on some foundational skills before we move to the sewing machines, um, and definitely have learned many tips and tricks along the way of how to help students become sewists. As I came to it as an adult, it was a little bit different perspective. Um, the students were super excited to show off their backpacks, and interestingly enough, out of these donated supplies, a couple of my students chose the same exact fabric. So we had to step it up a little bit. I brought in my Cricut from home, and we were able to use the Cricut to create custom monograms that the students designed themselves to add to our backpacks. As for future plans of our sewing club, again, students are already asking when I'm going to get it started, and it looks like mid-September when we begin our family engagement nights, barring any interference from COVID. If COVID rears its ugly head and we're not able to do that, I do have plans for an after school club this year. It was really a blessing to only be partially funded because it was allowed me to start small with our club and really ramp up my thoughts and really reflect deeply on how to expand it to include more students. And I really look forward to writing an additional grant to continue growing this club. This was really, truly an amazing opportunity for me and for my students, and we cannot thank you enough.